Can you lower my mic and turn Charlie's up? Because like every single video, I get like there's like a comment about it.
Yeah. You sure it's not the way Charlie talks?
I think it is, but at
because
the same time, it's like
on my bro,
it's every single video.
But I feel like I'm talking loud though. Because on my last, I'm not talking loud. What?
Still lower down mine.
It's low.
That's pretty loud.
Mine
Oh,
You just gotta be as close as you can.
bro, I fucking deep throat this shit every fucking podcast.
This guy's wild. That's not how we're starting this.
that guy's one seltzer deep.
Yeah, he lit now.
2 sips.
All right, welcome back to episode 6, right? Episode 6?
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh, man. Episode 6 of the Inaka Power Radio, the waviest podcast in the world. And today we're accompanied by
Victor Madu.
The one and only.
Appreciate
Go
y'all
Vic.
for having me on here, man. Let's get it going.
Yo, let's start it off right. We want to ask one question that's like the most important question. What's your thoughts and opinions on Jordan 1 mids?
Shit.
Shit, I just looked around the room to make sure.
Make sure nobody was going to be offended.
That's the worst.
Jordan 1 mids, I feel like it's either high tops or low tops. I feel like mids, you're risking it. You know what I mean?
100%.
You walk out the house, you're risking it. I don't care what collab. I don't care how expensive. Mids, you'll never see me wearing mids. And it's just like the name, like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's not my preference for sure.
Facts, man. We were talking about it this week. I forgot how we even brought it up, but we were like, no, we're going to save this question for the pod because like Jordan 1 mids are foul.
Nah, that's technical foul. Those things suck. Nah, I don't know, bro.
Flagrant foul, man. That's a flagrant.
That's
too,
an
bro.
ejection.
That's an ejection.
Now you got to get out of here.
That's a full week suspension.
No, for sure.
Pulling up with mids is insane.
Yeah,
I don't think there's not a single pair of mids that I can just truthfully say like.
Someone was saying that like there's like one pair of mids that's like I guess acceptable.
Oh no! It was me. The blue, the collab.
Bro.
It's not respectable to wear, but it's a respectable pair.
Which ones? The ones that are like really colorful?
Yeah, and it's like corduroy.
Yeah.
Only because he's like a dope artist.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would agree with you on that, but putting them on my feet.
Yeah,
you know,
not putting them on my
that's
feet,
illegal.
but like to own as like a part of like
The one
I
that-
respect
Cool
it.
collection. Yeah, I feel you 100%.
The artist that Leah like knows.
Yeah, Blue.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a respectful
Collect-
collab.
collect-
So it's like
piece.
it's dope because he's like a young artist and he's dope. So it's like whatever. But
Yeah, they can be beautiful to look at. I just
Yeah.
can't wear them.
But imagine that shoe on a Jordan 1 high. Come on,
Yeah, that'd be clean.
that's $1,000 shoe immediately.
That'd be clean.
But yeah, Jordan 1 mids, man. No
Yeah.
go from Victor Madu.
Yeah, no go. That's an X. Next question.
Nah, did you watch the Kanye and Drake thing last night or no?
I'm not going to lie. I was stressing about the purchase. I did not watch nothing. I was in my bed looking at the ceiling. I was tuned out from the world, man. I don't know. I was trying to kill time and distract myself. But yeah, I didn't tune in. I heard it was crazy, though.
I was about to ask you about that. That was gonna be my question because I wanted the world to know. This guy just walked into a dealership. I mean, you care if they know?
It's fine. I don't care.
You sure? All right. This guy walked into a dealership yesterday and spent. He bought two G wagons he bought one G wagon for the price of two.
I'm not really too proud of it, but it is what it is. Supply and demand right now. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know about the chip shortage and then the supply chain shortage. So it's not a lot I can do. You want what you want. You gotta get it.
Well, so for the viewers that don't, because I know about it, but I'm not good at explaining things. I know you're pretty heavily embedded in the car industry.
Right.
What would you explain is going on with cars right now? Why are used cars going so high right now? Why are new cars so hard to find? Why are the cars that are so desirable and people saved up for, they can't afford them anymore because now they're double the price? Why is all that happening?
Oh, shit. So personally, my expertise or my experience with it is there's these semiconductors that go in each car. You know what I mean? And I feel like the people overseas, I think it's like in Taiwan and China, all these major production countries, a lot of people don't want to work, number one. And then number two, like the materials that they use are short because they were out of commission for so long to the point where they're like, okay, nobody's gonna be ordering anything. We're gonna be at home for a year. You know what I mean? Then they come back and everybody was ordering shit. So it's like, if you guys were to put up a sale and then everybody went on vacation for a year, y'all come back, y'all are backed up. To the point where like y'all can't release anything. Y'all are just catching up with people from January, February, March. And you got everybody that's like, nah, we still want more. And it's just hectic. You know what I mean? It gets to the point where if you have a car, your car has probably went up 30 or 40% in price, no matter mileage usage. I'm talking about 2010 Kia, whatever. You take it to a dealership, you're getting your money back that you paid for it. So it's pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, I noticed that. I just traded in my girl's Honda Civic, and I'm pretty sure they gave us like 20% over what she paid for it.
Jesus.
It's like 2 years ago though, which is insane.
Yeah, so it's definitely the time if you guys want to trade in your extra cars. I mean, I'm not sure if y'all have 10, 11 cars like Shali does.
Oh my god! Like
You do want to get rid of one of your cars, just one, man. Not two, just one. This is probably the best time. So CarMax, Carvana, you know.
But when you do that, like my thing is when you do that, it's just like the house market right now.
Right.
You sell your house, make a lot of money. What do you do? Where do you move into? What do you drive next? Because you can't. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you can't afford the next thing.
I mean, it's more so for people that have multiple cars. So it's like if you have 3 cars and you're just like, okay, let me, you know, turn in the car that I don't drive as much to the point where you can still rely on the last 2 cars. And then you put that money into like another investment, maybe like, you know, you get into Airbnb or you go invest in the stock market, something like that. But if you just have one car and you want to trade it in to make money, you're going to look stupid going back to the dealership trying to get another car, your dream car, because your dream car is now appreciated 50%. So you'd be chasing that price down forever. You know what I mean? So it's for multiple car people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
With you being in now that we're on the subject of cars, with you being in that industry, I know there's a lot of viewers, and I don't know how much game you want to give for free, because I know you have your guides and
I give out game all day.
All right, well, let's go. Let's hop into it.
Let's do it.
If a viewer out there, a listener out there, because you know we're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All platforms.
Yeah, all platforms.
If a viewer out there is interested in getting, because we recently helped our employee Matt get on top of that, into that game, and now he's making good money and he's buying more cars. I think he has like 4 or 5 cars now.
Yeah.
Like I witnessed you put him on game, and now he's actually like very successful in that market.
Yeah.
If a viewer out there is trying to get into that Turo rental personal, because you have your own rental car business as well.
Yeah, I do exotics, and then I do like, you know, regular economy cars and stuff like that.
So explain how someone who is just getting started, has no idea, but likes the idea of it, wants to make passive income, how do they get into that?
So it all depends on your situation. So somebody like Matt, you know, he has stable income, he has really good credit, and he's also open-minded. I feel like it was easy to convince him because, first of all, I mean, it's not the craziest thing in the world to rent your car out. You know, we've been doing Hertz Enterprise and all that type of things. It's just conceptualizing it into you being the business. You know what I mean? You being the person who's actually making money off the consumer, or just like the fact that it's so convenient that somebody can fly in and do a peer-to-peer rent from like a whole random strange person. It's not like you're signing any contracts. You know, obviously you have your stuff that goes with the actual platform. Maybe with it's Turo. I heard it's like share car, hire car. There's a whole bunch of things that you can actually go on. And I would just say if your credit's in the right place, or you have a job where you're working remote and you don't really need to use your car, then try with that. But if you're in a situation where you're using your car to make money, and that money you want to make more money, then go to a dealership, you know, run your credit, figure out what position you could be in to maybe get another car. And then once you put that car on Turo, I'm sure it'll get booked in the first 24 to 48 hours, depending on where you live. I do recommend it to people that live in bigger cities, though, because if you live in fucking Idaho, you know what I mean? Nobody flies in Idaho.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm talking about like Houston, Dallas, LA, New York, Miami. It's huge. You know what I mean? The industry is so huge because everybody always says, hey, Vic, I live in Houston. There's like 40 Teslas. How do I compete? I'm like, have you ever been on a plane before? It's 300 seats on the plane.
That's true.
How many planes come in on a daily basis? It's way more people that need cars than there are cars. So you could be Tesla number 41 and still make the same amount of money. You know what I mean? It's not something you want to overthink. It's a shortage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have what people need. So
that's one of them reels. That's going to go viral.
That's definitely a reel right there.
Hey, we should have a viral ticker. the bottom of the screen, viral.
How many viral moments could they give us right now?
Viral. That was viral as fuck.
Nah,
I'm not
but
gonna lie.
you know, it's just something that people kind of have to like shake. Entrepreneurs, I feel like they're good because they know how to solve problems, and that's a problem you see. I mean, you go to any city, country, state, whatever. Right now, ain't got no cars to rent. You know what I mean? And if they do, it's 3 times the price, and people are not willing to pay that. But the guy who works from home and wants to make an extra couple $100 to pay his car note, he will gladly take your money. You know what I mean? So,
Do you think that everyone's built to be an entrepreneur, though?
I just had this conversation with my girlfriend. She was talking about whether people are born with it or it's like, you know, something that you acquire, maybe like, you know, traumatic event early on in your life, or you're literally just blessed.
Yeah.
Personally, what I gathered from that conversation is it's a little bit of both. And I feel like, yeah, you do have to have that entrepreneurial gene, and you also have to have that event and also know how to apply those things that come with that gene. You know what I mean? Like solving problems is another one. I also feel like learning how to use your resources, being open-minded, not being scared of taking risks, because you can have all the money in the world. If you're not taking risks,
Yeah.
and money's not going to do too much change. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, all those characteristics are very important when actually becoming entrepreneurs. So
Yeah, because I'm thinking from the viewer's perspective of like, because you started off pretty young in this like entrepreneur type thing. Like you dropped out of college at what age? Like
I dropped out of college at 22 years old, but I mean, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 12.
yeah. So like you feel like you were born with it, right? Obviously.
This is where the argument between me and my girlfriend
Yeah.
got kind of crazy. She was saying I was probably born with it. I never understood or believed that.
Yeah.
I just feel like from a young age, I kind of noticed like who had money made the decisions, and I wanted to make decisions. I didn't want to be told no. I didn't want to be limited in what I eat, what
Yeah.
I drink, what I wear, and I felt like obviously money was buying freedom for the right people. I'm not sure if you guys read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, I did.
My dad is, you know, the poor dad.
Yeah.
He's average, you know, he works a good job. I'm not going to sit up here and say he's,
Yeah.
you know, can't afford it. We had everything we needed, but nothing we wanted.
Same.
You know what I mean? So,
Not probably a little bit.
yeah,
I
and then,
want it, but-
and then his brother.
yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, but his brother, my uncle, owns an oil company, international. You know what I mean? Multi-millionaire. I'm seeing him next to my dad and the things that we do around my uncle versus things that we do with my dad. I'm just like, there's
Yeah.
something that he did differently that gives him this leverage in life, and I want that leverage. But everybody else was just like, hey, it's lit. We with uncle today. You know what I mean? I was just like, nah, it's not lit, because why is dad not doing what uncle's doing? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I kind of saw that, and I started researching, you know what I mean, like different things I could sell. How can I make money at a young age? Well, I'm 12 years old selling art to my classmates off poster board. You know what I mean? Like saving my lunch money to walk to the gas station and get
Yeah.
posters. And I was doing like little graffiti and selling for $5 and just, you know, doing that shit every day. Eventually got into dyeing Nike socks, you know, selling
Yeah.
shoes, being, you know, doing the restoration business, all of that. And then I eventually got into clothes when I got to college. So it's been a
So
long time.
did your uncle ever like help you? Like, cause for me personally, like my dad has always been like a hustler in
Right.
that sense. So like, cause for me, like I was reselling shit in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I remember the earliest age now that I look back is like at summer camp. We had wrestlers, and I had like a wrestler. I had like Rey Mysterio, but it was like an exclusive like
Word.
wrestler toy.
Right.
And this kid wanted to buy it from me, and I was like, nah, instead, just give me $5 and I'll let you play with it today.
So
And
you
like,
rented it out?
I rented out a toy, and I went to the vending machine and bought a fucking, you know, remember the big Texas cinnamon
Yeah.
rolls?
Yeah.
And so I would like actively start like renting out this toy to kids like in summer camp. And like, but my dad has always like led me down the way of like entrepreneurship. So
Wow.
like he's always had his like main job, and then now he started like multiple businesses like rentals,
Okay.
shit like that. So he's a hustler. So he taught me. So I've always known that. But like, did you have anyone to ever teach you, or was it just like, yo, at a young age you saw it and then you just applied it yourself and just like kind of did it yourself?
Yeah, I saw it and I applied it myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm sure Charlie can relate. I mean, my parents Nigerian.
Yeah.
They didn't want to hear none of that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you selling clothes? Like,
Yeah.
you better go do your engineering homework.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, they didn't
yeah.
care about
Face your books.
they didn't care about me selling shirts. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I feel like if I was to tell them, then it would kind of like divert my
I know what you
path,
mean.
you know,
Yeah.
to success. And they didn't know about my brand until like 3 years in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When I was at school when I was at home for the summer from school, like I was using black trash bags to transport in and out of the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm hey, go
Yeah.
distract mom and dad
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in and out. You know what I mean? Like they didn't know about it for the first 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and that was my plan. If I feel like I told them, early on when there was really nothing to show for it, no numbers, no people wearing it all over the world, and then would have been like, don't
Yeah, it's
even do
not
that.
serious,
Focus on
right?
engineering, and I probably would have listened.
Yeah.
But I wanted to wait until I had something to show for it.
So what was the conversation like when you told your parents like, yo, I'm done with school? Because what did you go to school for originally?
I actually originally went from mechanical engineering. I wanted to go for business, but my
Yeah.
dad, he pulled up a Google article and was just like,
Yeah.
mechanical engineers make 80 grand. And business, man, you don't know how much.
My dad, I really wanted to do marketing.
Uh-huh.
I got a full ride to UH. I really wanted to do marketing
Okay.
like so badly. Because I was like, okay, if I'm going to get a degree, I want to do it in something I want. But he like, I don't want to say he forced me to do accounting, but like really pushed heavily.
I was forced.
Yeah.
No, I was forced. But it's cool because, I was able to challenge myself in the engineering industry. I'm actually really good at math. And my dad was like, you've been putting puzzles together since he was 3 years old. So this is your calling. And I believed him. You know what I mean? And I feel like doing that for 2-3 years kind of like molded me and prepared me for, being able to balance multiple things. 'Cause I was building my brand at the exact same time. I was doing that since I got to school. You know what I mean? So I feel like it was definitely worth it. I ended up switching my major to business because I just couldn't do engineering anymore.
Yeah.
But actually, when I dropped out, I still didn't tell my parents.
Yeah.
They had no clue. I think I told my mom early on because she was more understanding. She was more like, all right, look, I know you got this clothing brand that's going on. I'm sure you're stressed out with tests and stuff like that, but God's gonna guide you. You'll be fine. Like, she was more like understanding, willing to hear me. I feel like if I told my daddy, he'd just be like,
just straight up.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be too strict for me to actually get like a good opinion or like
Yeah.
somebody actually like bounce ideas off of. So I actually didn't end up telling my dad probably until like 6 months after. The look on his face was surprised me because he wasn't as mad as I expected him to be.
Yeah.
Because obviously I showed him everything that I was doing. But he was more so like, the degree is just security, and I'm just like, without the degree, I'm gonna be secure because I don't have it. You know what I mean? I don't have a plan B, so I have no choice but to get up and be uncomfortable every morning. So I feel like it's reverse psychology with it.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope, man.
Nigerian parents, I guess, I feel like we're the new age of Nigerians, that we can actually like set a new example to where we're a lot more open to our kids doing things like what you and I do.
Right.
The Nigerian parents of our parents' decade or our parents' era, their main thing was trying to get us to get a degree for, like you said, security.
Yeah.
Security. No matter what you did, no matter how much money you made in your side venture, side business.
Yeah.
'Cause I went through the same thing, except I had to finish college because I was terrified. About that.
You were going to take that chance.
You got balls, man. There's no fucking way I could have done that. I could have dropped out of school, man. My dad would have disowned me.
Nah, you're a soldier.
So, Nigerian parents of that era they've always been about security, get that degree for security. And to be honest, like when it comes to like me and the time where I have kids, are you going to push for your kids to finish school?
To be honest, I feel like I want my kids to do whatever they want to do. Whether it's, maybe hustling in 8th grade. Like, go to school, but, when we get home, you need to be doing something on the side. I don't want to see you playing a video game unless you plan on doing Twitch streaming, you know what I mean? I don't want to see you outside playing football unless you want to go to the league. You know what I mean? Have fun, but by all means, do something that you're going to be passionate about because I trust my kids. If you're passionate about something, you're going to be good at it. If you're good at something, you're probably going to figure out how to get paid off of it. You know what I mean? There's your security right there, and it also comes with enjoying what you do. I'm not going to force my kids to do anything. That's a whole nother human.
That's true. Damn, that's true.
Yeah, I think my parents, like for me, they were probably the strictest, and they weren't even that strict. But like
Right.
for my third brother, they're just like more. They just like get lenient
More
and more
lenient.
lenient every time. And
Right.
it's the same way though. I don't think I've ever. There was never anything that I wanted to do that my parents were like, nah.
No, right,
Like
yeah.
just straight up no. Like maybe there would be some back and forth, but like they never were just like nah. So I think they set a good precedent. Like I agree 100%. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna just let my kid do dumb shit, but
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna be like, yo, don't do this.
Yeah.
If it's like fucking stupid, yeah, don't do it. But
Yeah,
like,
if it's
you know what I
crazy.
mean? But like, yeah, I feel like letting kids like find. It's like I feel like all the best lessons I've learned were like when I learned them myself.
Right.
Like even with my dad, one thing that I wish that he didn't let me do, but he did let me do, is I got a credit card when I was 18 from Discover, and it was $750 limit, and I ran the shit up. And I just was like, I don't have to pay it. Like, they're not taking it from my account. Like, I don't have to pay it. So I never paid it. Like, I literally, like I had a default on my credit line for $750 and just never, like, until I witnessed, like, oh shit, like, what credit actually is.
Yeah.
And now it's recovered and it's good now. But, like, that was the one thing that, like, he actually let me learn. Like, I think once my dad realized that, like, if you tell me no, I'm not going to, like, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And he kind of just was like, all right, he figured that out. And he let me learn that shit by myself. And that was like, all right, now I know. Like, yeah, literally now I know, like, okay, I shouldn't have been an idiot. But I feel like learning a lesson by yourself is, like, the best thing a parent can do. Kind of, I mean, that was kind of fucked, you know? Like, my credit was fucked for a little while. But, I mean, luckily I was young, so it wasn't too dangerous. But, yeah, I think learning shit on your own, especially letting your kid learn some shit on their own, is, like, a good route for parents.
Yeah, it hits different when you touch the hot stove. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Exactly.
Your hands burning. Nobody told you, you know what I mean? You didn't get to experience the heat yourself, but
Facts.
once you feel it, you're like, oh, yeah, never again.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? It's
100%.
required. You know what I mean? It's required. It happens.
Let's get tatted.
Oh, hell no. That's one thing I know. It's, like, not going to happen.
You said that. You said
my dad would fucking.
You said that your dad would be okay if you do something you want to do. So
that's probably the one thing that I'm like, no, I respect your no.
Have your parents seen your tattoo?
Yeah.
What do they say?
Nothing. That's crazy. It's kind of ironic. Like, the two Nigerian guys in the room are
fucking tatted. Yeah. The one Mexican guy is not, right? Mexicans get tatted early.
So you survived that with your parents?
Honestly, my dad hasn't seen it, but my mom.
But Sandra low-key went first, right?
My sister got tatted, so.
Oh wow.
My sister's a fucking doctor in Chicago, so
yeah,
she has free reign to do whatever she wants.
They don't care if she's a doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Sandra.
But she can do whatever she wants. She can do no
me,
wrong.
If I showed, it probably wouldn't go well. But I mean, yeah, for sure, definitely not.
Why don't you just put him in a chokehold or something?
I know I could, but,
he has that grown man trait.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, that's funny though.
I'm just Nigerian parents, man.
Yeah, no,
they're funny. Different. Everyone wants to talk about other parents, but
yeah,
Nigerian parents are different, man.
Like, it's just kind of crazy.
Different.
They're so funny too. Anytime I've been around, like, your parents or your family, and then, like, Sam's wedding, like, they're just all funny as fuck though. It's so funny.
Yeah. Humor is crazy.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you got whipped with?
Probably erased it from my memory. I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, hangers, belts, nothing too crazy. My parents weren't the most resourceful, you know what I mean? Just, you know, this belt's on me right now. All right, this is what we're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? They wouldn't go outside and get a vine. I was in Nigeria. I got hit with a vine.
Yeah.
Like a thorny.
You had to go pick it off the tree yourself?
Vine. Nah, they actually, like, had it ready.
Oh, okay.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I forgot
What'd you do?
what I was
about to say.
I think I kicked my little brother off the swing or something.
Damn.
I don't remember because he was on it too long. I was like,
get
my
off,
turn.
Man.
Bye. You know what I mean? And then, you know, he hit his head and down comes the vine.
Yeah. The worst ass whooping I ever got was Super Bowl Sunday, and I have two little brothers. It was when it was in Houston, like the Panthers and the Patriots. I forgot.
That was like
6 years ago.
Yeah, 2004.
Some shit like
It was a weird number. 2003, I think.
And so, like, me and my brothers would wrestle. Like, we wanted to be wrestlers.
Oh, this is a long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago.
Okay, I'm thinking about
when they had that Super Bowl.
No, I'm talking about the one before that one.
Oh, the one before last. Okay.
It was like the Patriots and the Panthers. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember.
But my baby, my youngest brother, he was young, so he would jump from, like, the top rope, which was like an edge of the couch.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was me or my other brother, but when my brother's on the edge of the couch, we, like, push him off. And he falls and he breaks his arm.
Oh, no.
And, like, he was crying and shit. My parents went somewhere. Like, my parents weren't home when we were wrestling because we weren't allowed to wrestle like that.
It was a premeditated.
Loki might have been.
You had to prepare your. That's the worst. When you have to prepare your mind for, like, you're just like, all right, so I'm gonna wear this, like, 4 layers of underwear.
4 layers of underwear.
The defense outfits.
Bro, all right, I'm ready,
bro. All right, mom. So, gotta tell you something. Why your arms moving like that? You got 4 of these on. All right, so what happened?
Bro, he beat my dad. So it was me and my little brother.
You trying to break your arm?
Bro, no.
He's trying to get even.
That would be insane. Nah, he beat us until, like, I was bruised on my ass and shit. Like, I couldn't sit down in school the next day. I swear to God.
Yeah, I was standing up in the
corner.
My
aunt, like, his sister, like, when she found out, she was like kind of concerned. She was like, "Yo, like you don't need to do that."
You serious?
I was like, it wasn't. I mean, I understood it though. Like
Yeah.
it was like I
Made
broke my
sense.
brother arm. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know.
You were in school.
You
the
deserve
next
this
day.
one. No.
Yeah, I was
They
like,
were
all right.
You said the Pledge of Allegiance, and everyone else sat down and like, Anthony, have a seat.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good, Miss Parker. No, have a seat. No, I'm
You
good.
want to go sharpen his pencil for the rest of the class?
It's just not sharp enough.
I got ready enough for standing.
Bro, no cap, man. It was bad. That was
that's
probably the
funny.
worst one. What about you, Charlie? The worst one.
I mean, honestly, all of it was bad, man. I just remember my parents would throw shit at me, like
Yeah, when they could have reached me there.
yeah, they would just throw it, and then like I think the coast is clear, and I come back downstairs. Like it was like honestly, it was like Call of Duty in my house. Like I like run away.
got respawn and get clapped.
I remember one time I dropped. My parents were warning me not to do something, and I just kept doing it. I think I was, it was in Nigeria. You know how in Nigeria, do they still do this? They give you sodas in the glass,
Yeah, glass bottles.
and you have to return it to the crate.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, so like you would drink in Nigeria, like you would get a Fanta or a Coke from like a crate, like an actual tall glass bottle, like old school as fuck, and you pop it open, drink it, and like put it back in the
back, yeah.
crate. I guess for recycling purposes. Yeah, so I was playing around with the glass bottles after like they were all like put back. I guess we were about to go drop them off, and I dropped all of them and broke every single one.
Congrats.
And I broke every single one. And my parents were telling me they kept telling me to stop playing with it, stop playing with it. I just kept doing it. And I broke everything. And I remember like it was either my dad or my mom, and they just like went crazy. Like they just like started hitting me, and it was bad to the point where I had to run away. So like we had those stairs that like you would go up one and then you'd go up another flight, and it was like this and then another corner, and you couldn't see that other corner. And I remember they were just beating the hell out of me, and I was like, okay, I can't take this anymore. I was like, I gotta escape. I gotta go to my room. Like this is too much.
Yeah.
Like this is a beating I've never experienced before.
Right.
And I just like broke free of my parents, and I just ran. And like my dad, like I don't know if he picked up his shoe or whatever. He had great aim.
Nah, I don't know what it is.
Bro, he fucking threw that shit. And I literally went up the stairs, he threw it, and I turned the corner and I stopped because the slipper hit the fucking wall so hard and made a hole. And I was like,
Wow.
This is my head, and this is the hole in the wall. I was like,
Oh shit.
you trying to kill me? I just ran to my room, and like I thought the coast was clear. I remember I came out of my room the next later on that day, and I just got destroyed.
They're like, you want to run, huh?
Yeah, that was probably
Damn,
the worst.
man.
I'll never forget that. honestly.
How old were you?
Probably like 8.
Wow.
It's crazy how you remember life
Yeah.
at that
It is
time.
kinda crazy.
It's really crazy. Probably I lived in Nigeria. Do you ever live in Nigeria?
I didn't live in Nigeria. I've been in Nigeria twice, but probably for like a month in total.
Oh, okay.
So I guess you could say I was out there for a little bit. So I
went
definitely
to-
got to see some crazy shit.
Yeah, I went to 2nd grade out there.
Oh, really?
That was
Tough.
eye opening.
Yeah.
When you have a toilet, when you're in school and there's no AC, all the windows are open. If you say
No roof.
no roof. If you say that 2 times 2 is 5, you get a fucking beating from your teacher. If you
Damn
can't,
ruler and shit.
bro, with the ruler, with the twig, if you can't recite your timetables from 1 to 12, you get a fucking beating. When you go to the bathroom, they don't have toilets; they have holes in the ground.
Yeah.
And like, bro, like I mean, you're with elementary kids, so like there's shit.
They're
everywhere.
missing, like, it's
it's
bad.
fucking, bro. That was
Yeah, I remember you told me
that was
story.
honestly like if there's one thing that I thank my dad for doing was forcing me to do that, because like when I came back to America, not only was I advanced in school, because I in 2nd grade I learned 1 through 6th grade, like in 2nd grade. Like, I was ahead.
Yeah.
From 3rd to 5th grade in America, I was
Chilling.
the smartest kid ever.
Yeah.
I was super smart.
Yeah.
But like it also made me like appreciate like life here versus home 10 times.
Crazy.
But yeah, man.
A damn ruler.
Nigeria parents, man. Crazy.
So I wanted to ask you, Vic.
Right.
In college, you're doing your brand for the low,
Right.
and then obviously you drop out. You're successful enough in the brand, but like, what was your first step? Because now, I mean, I know you personally. Everyone, I don't know, like who's watching, they might not know you. So you have like multiple ventures that you're in right now.
Right.
What was the first one that you were like, all right, the brand's already built up enough to where I can now take this money and invest in this? Like, what was that first venture for you?
I'm not gonna lie, it all happened so fast. I would say I was 100% all in to my brand in school a little bit. for like 5 years straight. And then like year 5, day 1, just did like 10 different things.
Yeah.
Like I had, obviously a whole bunch of capital saved up. I was like, okay, Turo, yeah, that makes sense. I'm in that. Exotics, okay, I'm in that. Airbnb, that makes sense. I'm in that. Like everything that made sense to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily like I'm at home delegating and doing research. I'm like, this makes sense. Where do I sign? You know what I mean? So I kind of just generated all these different streams of income almost immediately after. I do have a funny story about getting into the exotic industry though. So I was at a party and I seen one of my friends. He pulled up in like one of the exotic cars or whatever. I was like, oh, yo, like, you bought that? He was like, nah, I rented it. It's a dude that rented a whole bunch of exotic cars. I was like, oh yeah, that's lit. You know how much? He was like, yeah, $600 a day. Like, damn, it's kind of high, but shit, I might as well just try it. I got 600. You know what I mean? Let me just try the experience. And I got addicted to renting different cars. I was in there every weekend. I'm talking about I'm spending like 15, 20 grand a month renting cars.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? And I was just like,
oh my God.
After like month 4, I was like, no, I have to put a stop to this. I have to get my own exotic car. But I had spent so much money in the exotic car industry renting it. I was just like, fuck, I'm gonna just get an I-8. This will keep me out of the exotic car warehouse. 2 weeks after I got the I-8, I was back for the G-Wagon.
Why? So pause. So going back to the first month or the first couple of months, why did you ever think that I'm spending 15 to 20 grand? Why don't I just buy one?
It was the fact that I could do different cars every single day. If I want to do the Ferrari one day and then the Lamb the next day, it's different from buying and owning a Ferrari because that's what you're stuck with for the next however long until you trade it in. I was swapping out cars literally like how people make that joke like I change cars like I change clothes. Like it was like 3 different cars a day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm going to do this one from 12 to 2 and then this one from 3 to 6 and then this one I'm taking to the club or to the dinner. You know what I mean? So
sick.
it was just like I was paying top dollar just to swap in and out of cars, just to get different experiences, learn how to drive them all because this is shit that I've seen as a kid. I was collecting Hot Wheels. I'm like, I'm driving these cars. I used to play Need for Speed, Midnight Club. Like cars was like very important to me and my growing up. And now it's like I'm in a position I can afford it.
Yeah.
Why not? This is what I do for fun. I don't go out to the club, so it's just like I might as well use my money to do something that I think is cool. So fast forward to how I got into the exotic industry. I bought the i8 thinking it would keep me out of spending money with them, and I ended up going to get another car like 2 weeks later. Then I was at the exotic shop another time playing pool. I had my i8 parked in the front. It was a weekend. A whole bunch of guys came in. And all I kept hearing was, that i8 is crazy, that i8 is crazy. Because I had it like sand black with the black wheels. It was like the only triple black i8 in Houston.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody was just like, that's not an i8. Like you couldn't even tell it was. You know what I mean?
I've seen it. Yeah.
i8s don't get a lot of respect in the exotic car industry. It's like, bottom tier, like entry level. So mine looked like, instead of $600 a day, that's $1,000 a day. What is that? You know what I mean? This one dude just kept saying, nah, I need that i8, I need that i8. And I was playing pool inside of the little lounge area. And I was just like, dude, there's no way in hell somebody's driving my car today. But I was playing pool for money. And I had just lost $200. And then the guy was like, running back. I was like, yeah, running back. And I lost $400. And then everybody started laughing. It was like, you better go rent your car out. And I was just like,
damn,
I'm down $400. This guy really wants my car for the weekend. And then the dude that I lost to was just like, bro, just charge him $1,000 a day. I promise he'll pay it. Going price, it's like $600, $700. I was like, bro, there's no way he's paying $1,000 for 3 days to borrow my car. After I lost pool, swallowed my pride. I walked out. I said, which one of y'all want the i8? Like 3 of them raised their hand. Like, okay, we're getting somewhere. And I was just like, all right, so how long do you need it? This is my first time like ever negotiating exotic. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I don't know why the guy let me do this myself. But I was like, how long do you need it? He was just like, man, we ain't here till Monday. And it was like Thursday night. You know what I mean? And I was just like, $1,000 a day. He pulled out, I shit you not, like 20 grand cash out his backpack.
Jesus Christ.
And handed me $3 grand. It was just like, all right, where are the keys? I didn't have no contract, no nothing. I'm raw dogging the industry like that. You know what I mean? So
damn.
He gave me $3 grand, and the whole time I was just like, it was a lot of things going through my head. Number one, where the fuck he get this money from? Why is it in cash? Number two, I don't have a contract. My car might get stolen or crashed. Number three, how the fuck am I getting home?
Yeah.
So I used $3 grand of that to rent another car to get home.
Oh my God.
And I ended up positive like $2 grand on the weekend because I got like the cheapest car, like a Range Rover Sport or whatever.
Yeah.
But Monday morning, the whole weekend I'm losing sleep. Monday morning I go in there, take a deep breath, expecting the worst. Your car's missing, your car's in half, your car's in a ditch. Car's perfectly fine, sitting in the middle of the warehouse. I'm like, did the guy take it? Do I have to give you all the money back? He's like, nah, he just dropped it off. I'm like,
damn.
Oh shit. I check my pockets. I'm like, I still got the $2 grand. I don't gotta return it. This is not like a trade-off. I made the money. The car's back. I made the money. He put like 300 miles on it. That's cool. I made the money. That's when my brain clicked. I was like, I got to get on the other side of this.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours later, I was at the dealership buying cars. Bought a Range Rover, got rented out for 27 days. My first time I rented it. Made like
27 days?
27 days. It was a weekend rental, but the guy was stuck. I guess it was like hurricane season. Every single time his plane, like he booked his plane, got delayed. Jeez. Every single day I checked in. I was like, hey, yo, can I pick up the car? He's like, got delayed. He was flying private. Hey, yo, can I pick up the car? Delayed. Yeah. 27 days later, I made $8,000 on the Range Rover 2 hours after I bought it.
Jesus.
On a 27-day rental. That was my first time renting the car.
Damn.
And then that's when I really, really woke up and I just went crazy. I think I bought like 7 or 8 cars. 2 was with me. We was at the dealership every other week buying cars.
That's insane.
You know what I mean? So I'm grabbing him. I'm like, hey, yo, we get another car. He's like, dude, again? Like, we just got back from the dealership. I'm like, yep, we're doing another one, do another one, do another one.
That's insane.
Yep. And then I ended up having like 8 or 9 cars and I was making like $30,000 a month off cars. Independently.
What?
That was just off of like the exotic cars.
Yeah, just
too.
all exotics. All
So
exotics.
30 racks a month just on that, just in
Right.
that sector of yours.
Where are you keeping them?
I was keeping them at the warehouse.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you know, like I live in a building where there's so much parking space, so I was able to, you know, park some at my place if they didn't have, you know, a limit on the space. And then I left the other cars there. I mean, it was foot traffic.
What?
Damn,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
So this is what I wanted to ask this when we first started talking about when the podcast first started. What's the key? Because I've heard you say this before. I actually tuned into one of your lives when you were talking about this. When buying a vehicle, you want to buy all of them at once because of your credit. You don't want it to show on your credit the next month.
Okay, yeah.
Like
So a lot of people don't know, but the bureaus don't immediately post the purchase on your credit. So it's practically invisible to the banks until for like the next 30, 45 days. So if I just bought this car, I literally bought the car before I came on here. I can go back to another dealership and get another G-Wagon and get approved again. And I can do that every day for the next 30 days. But 60 days later, they're going to be like, why the fuck do you have 30 G-Wagons on your name? And I'm going to be negative for the rest of my life. But I'm not going to get denied.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? So
Damn.
that car's not going to hit my credit for the next 30 or 45 days. So if you do want to start a fleet, if you do want to get into Turo, you know, get you an economy car and get as many as you can in a week. You know what I mean? If you want to hit the ground running, go get you 5 cars. They're not going to know. You know what I mean? That's free game, really. You know what I mean? The credit bureau is not going to, they're not going to report your shit for like 30 or 45 days.
What do you say to the person that's scared of taking on all those car bills or car notes? Sorry.
I can't do anything to make them feel more comfortable, but say I've never had to come out of pocket for a car note in my life since I started this.
If you live in a good city.
If you live in the right place. Don't watch this from what you said, bumfuck or whatever. Don't watch this from Wisconsin and be like, Vic said I'm gonna be good.
Vic said I should go buy some cars.
Yeah. You live in the
y'all
country.
y'all don't even got Ubers out there.
You don't know where the airport is. Ain't no Walmart.
Yeah.
No, don't buy shit. Get you some Wi-Fi first, and then we can talk about cars.
Invent Wi-Fi in your city.
Be the pioneer of Wi-Fi, and then we could talk about cars. But yeah, it's definitely for metropolitan cities, like big cities. Atlanta is a really up and coming one. I'm actually from Atlanta, so I can know how the industry and climate is. Yeah.
The 6.
Damn.
Yeah.
When did you move to Houston?
March 2011. I think I was like 14.
Damn.
So I've been here for 10 years. I literally kind of just got here. I got here freshman year of high school.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I just left Atlanta. I was with Thug and Baby and shit. We're just cashing out. It's crazy.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. It's insane. Now, I wanted to ask, what do you like better though, personally, Turo or exotics?
You know what's funny? I got into Turo on accident. I actually never wanted to get into Turo, but I feel like my platform is very much so informational, and I feel like people seek out, inspiration. That's what I was trying to say. I think this girl had messaged me when I was talking about the exotics. She was just like, you got all these followers. Where are we going to get these Ferraris from? And I was just like, oh, shit, that's right. Y'all are trying to copy me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that day I went and I got a Mustang. And I was like, I'll show you how to do this with regular cars too.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all got Turo. Same way I got exotics, y'all got Turo. I got on Turo, and I realized the impact that was doing for people who were in that that financial space where they couldn't go buy a Lamborghini Urus on their credit. You know what I mean? So I feel like that impact was more important to me than the money that I was making in exotics. So I kind of pulled back from exotics, and then I went heavy onto Turo because, I walked into the office that day. I was talking to Matt for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was trying to convince him like, yo, Turo is the way, especially, you know what I mean? You don't want to go drop $300-400K on a car, get you these $20,000-$30,000 cars, just get as many as you can. You know what I mean? Low cost, high volume. That'll get you through it. And you know, he actually messaged me last night. He was like, "Yo, like I really appreciate you putting me on. I'm finna really scale it up." And getting messages like that on a daily basis, that's more important to me. Like the impact and the value, and just knowing that I was right about something. I feel like that's way more important. So yeah, definitely got me into Turo a little bit more.
No, that's dope. That's dope. Speaking on your platform, I wanted to ask this. So a lot of people, like, there's a lot of like quote unquote like Instagram gurus, right? Obviously, everyone at some point is like they know everything.
Yeah.
Every stock that they invest in 100x, like there's a lot of those people, right? And do you feel as if like your content is different than theirs? And if you do feel that way, like what separates you from just like another? I'm not calling you Instagram guru, but like your content
I broke it down
could
to
be,
a
it's
science,
like, you know
bro.
what I mean? Like,
I broke it down to a science because I think about that shit all the time. I'm like, what separates me from the next guy who's hopping out of a rented IA and showing his screen?
Exactly.
The one thing that I noticed was, number one, that's their only source of income or close to it. Because if they don't put out those ads, they're gonna get evicted. I have multiple sources of income. I don't gotta promote.
Yeah, you can like get off of Instagram.
I can delete my Instagram and be fine. You know what I mean? Probably more fine mentally.
Yeah.
But I feel like these guys rely so heavily on closing deals and selling their courses and selling their mentorship and selling prepackaged websites and all this stuff. That's their only source of income. I have so many things that I kind of built early on to the point where it was like I ended up being a teacher on accident. It's not my first job.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? And then also, I've heard a lot of things from these guys. Like, there's a lack of delivery, and also these guys. A lot of these guys don't really know what they're talking about. They watch a 20-minute YouTube video. They're like, I got 100,000 followers. Shit, I can sell all of y'all. You know what I mean? I feel like my ability to deliver, physically, mentally, you know, intellectually, is different from a lot of these guys. And shit, my guys are $5.
Yeah,
I see people selling courses $2,000-$3,000. You don't learn shit. Yeah, or you don't even get it. You know what I mean? And then you see these guys on boats and all this stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's a bad look. But yeah, I don't rely on my educational content. And I feel like that's what makes it the most genuine.
Yeah, no, I agree. Cause so like my dad, like I told you, like my dad followed you, but like he put me on to Gerald Peters, and then I found out like Chris Johnson was, and then obviously I found out who you were, and so I feel like in that realm. Who's the other people that you put me on the other day? Earn Your Leisure, like that type of like Yacht content is a lot different. Yours is a lot funnier than everyone else's, but like funny, your shit is funny, but like it's just a lot more genuine. Yeah, I can relate to all like Gerald Peters. I don't really relate to him, but like his content is like. It's just tried and true content. Like, he literally breaks his shit down and he doesn't change from like his way. Yeah. Chris Johnson is pretty genuine, and now I don't really relate to him at all. Like as far as like the flexing and shit, but like his content is the same way. Like he and what I liked about him is like for me, cause like I'm like I know about investing and I know about the shit, but sometimes like to really look into a play and like fucking watch a chart and shit, like personally. It's not fun. Nope. And I don't always have the time to do that every morning. Right. What I like is like, all right, pay $10, get on his close friends, and like he just tell you invest at this point. Exactly. And he tells you when he's out, and it's like the clear fucking cut numbers. It's like, yo, I respect that. And your shit is pretty like open and it's just funny as fuck. So it's like, I feel like your content is in that same realm of like straight up seriousness and just like relatable.
Yeah, I feel like the entertainment aspect definitely helps with education. Yeah, because when it gets too serious, you feel like you're in school. And I am a hard advocate for like I dropped out. I don't want y'all to feel like I'm lecturing y'all. Like I'm just like a lot of people. You know what I mean? I'm a 24-year-old kid. I just so happened to find my passion early on, and that ended up being successful for me. That doesn't mean I'm the most serious guy in the world. I crack jokes just like y'all. Yeah, but I figured out how to like really turn that into like an educational thing where people like you and people like Charlie, you see it. And you're laughing, but you're like, that's facts, though. You know what I mean? Instead of that's facts, but damn, I can't sit through another course.
Yeah. 100%. It's like easy to digest because it's like, oh, this dude's obviously making jokes, but like,
you feel it.
It's like, okay, yeah, I understand the joke. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the delivery's still there.
Do you think the flexing? So Chris, I've been following Chris for like probably 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started following him, he was really like, not that he was, I mean, I know he's ex-Army, right? He's in the Army.
Yeah.
He talked a little bit more about the Army, and I think that's when I started following him. And back then, I remember when he hit 1 million in his Ameritrade account.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, back then, I was just like,
You're just like, what the fuck?
2017.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, this
Yeah.
guy's, and that's when I was like, okay, this guy's the truth. Like, he's showing us play for play. He's being real with us. He's showing us all his plays. He showed us when he hit his first 7-figure amount liquid in his stock account. And now he's still showing plays. He's still guiding all his people. He has the close friends now, like Ann said. But there's a lot of flexing. It's not that. I flex. I flex.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm saying, do you think the flexing is necessary now? Because I have my own opinion. Do you think it's necessary now? Because I don't think it's a bad thing. I personally think it's necessary because it allows people, especially if you've been following him from like 2016,
It's delayed gratification.
2017. You, for me, whenever I see him flex, it's like, bro, nigga, you deserve this shit. Like, I've seen you work your ass off since day one till now.
Right.
You deserve the Lambo. You deserve the G. You deserve the house. You deserve everything you have right now because I've seen you work and even share your knowledge to help other people blossom.
Yeah.
You deserve it. Do you think it's necessary now?
I feel like yes and no. I mean, obviously, like you said, everybody flexes. It's kind of like in our nature, you know, to show off nice things that we have. You know, we're both wearing Rolexes. Like, you know, it's not. We have phones.
I keep
for
going
the time.
like this so people can see it.
We have phones for the time. You know what I mean? It's just subtle things like that. You know, we both. You know, we all earn the things, the nice things that we have. In Chris Johnson's case, obviously, I can't. You know, I'm not Chris Johnson, but you know, I've hung out with him a couple times, and like you said, you know, you've seen him from ground zero, from ex-military to I gotta get this shit out the mud. I gotta sell some watches. I gotta teach people how to trade.
Yep.
Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Getting everything from day zero versus like where he is now, you know, with the cars and the cribs and all that type of stuff. Number one, that does get the wrong person's attention, but brings them to the right knowledge. Number two is delayed gratification, like I was saying. This is all stuff that we know he deserves. And number three, if you have a problem with it, then you just started following him.
Yeah.
And you snitch on yourself. The moment you say, I don't know, you feel like you should be posting more Lambos or more stock plays. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so you kind of expose yourself. Like, okay, you just started following Chris yesterday. He hit a big play, and you're like, oh yeah, I need to be a next big play. And you see a Lambo, you're just like, it's not why I'm here. You know what I mean? So it definitely, you know, it's controversial. A lot of people have their opinions on it. Me personally, I just feel like, you know, identity is everything, and what people view you as, that's your identity.
Yeah,
you know, and it is what it is. Also, you know, it comes down to also being safe.
That's what I was gonna ask, because I mean, I honestly don't care if anyone flexes. Like, shit, if you can afford it, like, it's dope.
Yeah,
I think fake flexing is corny as fuck.
Yeah,
but I mean, obviously, he's not. Like, I don't think people who fake flex, like, you're dealing with your own issues, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, do you feel like flexing? Because Houston's kind of like not the best place in the world right now.
Right.
And
LA, there's a lot of places.
LA's dangerous as fuck.
Yeah.
Houston's obviously not the best either, but like, I watch his stories and he's like at the Galleria getting iced out.
Yeah.
In a Lambo. Like this, like,
it's very,
it's like, yo, like, you know what I mean?
It's
like, I don't
it's
care.
Scary.
That, it is scary. Like, in the sense of like,
I get scared for him, especially following him for such a long time and being so proud and happy for him, and seeing him here, and he's new to Houston.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know, like, if you go to the Gallo and you get iced out, there's people that will follow you. They will follow you from the jewelry store to your vehicle and follow you
to your crib,
and then rob you.
Yeah.
So I get scared for those reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
when he was posting the guns and shit, I was actually like, all right.
I'm happy the guns make me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And they weren't just like baby guns either. You know, like he was
serious
on
guns.
some military.
And he's an army nigga.
Yeah,
so like, I mean,
he's not gonna miss nobody. Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
He knows how to use it.
It makes you feel more comfortable. You know what I mean? Down to the cars I drive, down to, like, you know, all this custom things. And, you know, everybody has their opinion. You know, Charlie gets the Bravos kit.
Yeah.
If I see that car, I know it's Charlie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just depends. It just depends. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Teach his own. But yeah, that guy deserves everything he has.
Yeah, no, he's dope.
And it's crazy. It's
He's
crazy
a
to
legend
watch.
for sure.
It's crazy to watch.
Legend for real.
Yeah, he's a
I think he
legend.
truly is a legend when it comes to black entrepreneurs in that field. We've never really had someone. I was thinking about this the other day. I was talking to my boys about this because a lot of my boys follow Chris.
Yeah.
And one of the owner of this drink,
Oh, really?
the owner of this brand, he is a huge Chris Johnson fan.
Wow.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about they do hundreds of millions of dollars a year. That he is a huge Chris Johnson fan.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huge Chris Johnson fan.
He's like the only other person that follows Chris Johnson's like close friends page, because you know it says like
It
who
shows
follows
you.
him. It's like me, Hayden, and
His
I
name's
think
Hayden,
somebody
yeah.
else. Yeah.
It's fucking lit.
Huge fan. And for me, it's, I forgot what I was going to say, man.
Nah, he's just a legend.
impact.
Like, you were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about, like,
impact.
black
Yeah,
community,
I just to see what he's done. Oh yeah, in our community, especially the black community, I feel like we've never really had. I think growing up, for me, whenever I heard stocks, I thought it was just like something. And it's stupid to think this, but
I don't even know where you're going. With
I don't think
I
you're
used
wrong.
to think
in
I
thinking
used
it,
to
though.
think that it was only something that like
like
white people
older
could get
white
into.
people,
Yeah.
like the old white people
That
that
you
like
can't-
rich
I-
white guy in a suit.
Bro,
Yeah,
I don't wear suits, so I can't fucking download Ameritrade.
I know what you mean, though, yeah.
I can't sign up. There
It used to be a lot harder for like
Once I checked
just,
black-
like minorities, even like yeah.
Once I check black, I'm gonna get that email that says your account wasn't approved. So
So
like,
like $100 grand and
Yeah.
you know, call
So-
somebody.
for me to see Chris do it, I'm not gonna lie. Chris was the one that he made me start my Ameritrade.
Yeah.
I don't know what year it was, but he made me start my TD Ameritrade account, and from there, I realized, damn, like
This is powerful.
I can start saving money and preparing my future just like he is.
Yep.
Like I can really do that. So no, it's crazy. I think people like him, people like you, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know,
too.
I don't know if you know it, but there's a lot of people that are your age, older than you, like Ant said, like his dad. There's a lot of people that look like you or struggle with the same hardships in life and society like we do, all of us in this room do.
Yeah.
And when you're able to post and do the things that you do, the investments, the different businesses, me and Matt wouldn't have known about. I wouldn't have known about Turo and being an actual Turo entrepreneur if you didn't post it. If I didn't follow your page, if I didn't find your page and see you do that shit, I wouldn't have known. So I think it's extremely important for the flexing. The flexing is cool and all that shit, but it's extremely important for figures like you and Chris to share as much knowledge. And honestly, you've inspired me to start posting more about that side of things, because I mean, Inaka's cool, all that shit's cool, but I feel like there's another way I can help people.
Yeah.
And a lot of the shit that I learned from you and Chris, I try my best to kind of reiterate it. I'm in the baby elementary stages of
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
because I'm just so focused on other things, but I try my best to reiterate that to my followers, and I feel like I've gotten such great positive feedback from my followers, because they love it. They don't see fitness guys talk about this.
Yeah.
They see people like y'all talk about it, but they don't see fitness people talk about it. So
Yeah.
it's important that y'all keep doing what y'all's doing, because it's crazy.
Because seeing someone like you, or seeing someone like that you grew up around do it, makes it like, oh shit, I can do it too.
Right.
I think that impact on people is like the best impact, because it's like you said, like everyone thought like stocks was just like some old white man shit on Wall Street, that like oh, like that's dope. Oh, rich people are getting rich, like we can't do that.
Yeah.
And you just have to like, well damn, I gotta hustle, I gotta do this. But y'all are bringing light to like, nah, we can do it too.
Facts.
Like what I liked about Chris Johnson was like, he'll put 60 in a stock, like 60K.
Yeah.
Or he was talking about he was talking about an option play that he did, and he was like, I turned like I forgot how much it was, like let's say 5K into like 15K.
It was the Zillow play.
Yeah. It was something. It was
2
like
weeks
very.
ago.
It was like recent. But he was talking about if he let it
If
ran
you
all the way
waited,
up.
they
Yeah,
would've
that
went
one.
crazy. Yeah,
but he's
Zillow.
like, yo, if you put 250 in, like you would have made
5
250
grand.
into $5,000.
Right.
So it's like it's not like an impossible, like the percentages are still the same.
Yep.
Like when he was talking about what's the crypto.com, the coin?
Yeah. CRO coin.
Yeah, Crow. Like, yeah, I put like 300 into it, and it, I don't know what it's at now, probably like 5 or like 4 something. But like, yeah, like that. I'm not putting in a $60,000 bag.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, a quick 350 for me. That's like, I'm not really worried about it.
Right.
And it turns into like another 4 or 5, and then just keep reinvesting. It's like,
Right.
like y'all are definitely putting on for people like us in the sense of like minorities who like used to think that we couldn't invest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you make a little money and then you're like, all right, well, let me do this Turo shit they're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I made a little money here. Let me
Made a little bit of
fucking,
money.
they're talking about Airbnb and shit. Let me just get, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, and then especially like you're with your content, it's funny shit. So it's like, it makes it so just easy to be like, all right, let me fucking, even if you don't want to do it, it's like, all right, let me fucking do this shit that
Yeah.
Vic was talking about.
Yeah.
And then you do it and it's like, oh damn, he was right.
Yeah.
So now it's dope.
That's crazy. You know what? You know what's so crazy is I feel like for a long time I was known for like selling clothes. You know what I mean? It was just for the low, left and right. But then I kind of had this revelation. It's like if I keep taking money out of my customers' pockets, this is not gonna last long. I had people that was buying 10, 15, 20. I have people that have hundreds of my products. Like one person with 100 products. And it didn't become sustainable because everybody was putting their money there and running out of money. And it's like, I don't want to be the guy that takes everybody's money. I was like, I'd rather put that on the back burner, teach y'all how to make money in Turo, sports betting, Airbnb, and then do whatever you want with that money. If that means spend 5% of that on my next drop, and that's cool. It'll be full circle. But if it just goes straight from me taking all your money, you can't go do anything else. You got 50 hoodies, you can't eat tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you get 50 hoodies and you got 50 cars on Turo, you can get 50 more hoodies, no problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like providing that value both ways to my customers, especially loyal customers. You know what I mean? I feel like that's more important, and it's less of like a one-way street where I'm just taking. It's like I'm giving, and if you feel the need to, shit, come shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you don't, guess what? I'm making money on Turo too.
Facts.
So I feel like that, diversifying, my income was very important, and also helping the people who put me in this position.
Yeah.
sure.
I think Gary Vee says some shit like that too. It's
Really?
like he always talks about like he gives out free plays and shit. Like not plays. Obviously on his level, he's just like more so announcing like the next wave of like industries. But like he's like, yeah, I give out all this free knowledge because shit. Like if I give it to you for free, like what's a $12 book? And then he sells, millions of books and shit. So yeah, I think that idea of like giving, because like, or providing value to someone without like asking.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I've learned like my entire life is just like providing value and not expecting anything. It's always going to return back to you in some way, shape or form.
Yep, every single time.
Like 100%.
Do you ever get stopped, like in public in Houston?
Like people like stopping me?
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of have like social anxiety. It's like that's why I always wear hoodies. I feel like as soon as I throw my hoodie over my head, I'm in my own world. You know what I mean? But sometimes people still recognize me, like hoodie, mask, glasses. Is like, hey, yo, you're the guy that makes clothes.
Yeah.
You're the guy to be on Turo. Like, I walk out the Galleria. He's like, I know that ain't go Vic because they pull my car up and everybody knows what my car looks like. I'm just like, damn, I was good until my car came out of valet. But the impact and the conversations are always so dope. You know what I mean? Like, I'll hear things like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm spending the money you just made me at the Gallo. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I hit off that sport bet. I just made 2 bands. We had Neiman. You know what I mean? I'm just like, this is kind of crazy.
Nah, it's dope. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy to watch. It's crazy to see. It's crazy to experience. But more power to the people. I feel like that's really important.
What was the first experience, whether it have been for the low or like maybe when you got your first rental? Like, what was the first time where you're like, damn, like you took a step back and you're like, oh shit, I'm really, or like maybe it was meeting a fan for the first time. Like, what was that first experience that was like, oh shit, I'm actually really doing this shit for real?
I feel like it's a first experience every single time it happens.
Yeah.
Like I could leave here, I can go to the mall, I can get maybe 5-10 people to approach me. Every single person that approaches me, I'm gonna feel that same feeling that I felt the first time somebody ever approached me.
Yeah.
Like, wait, this shit actually works. You know what I mean? Like, I have thousands of followers. I made people a lot of money. But every single time somebody comes up to me, I'm just like, yo, like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It hits me every single time.
That's dope. My dad wanted to ask, he sent me the Instagram live from the other day, like the Shark Tank shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, he wanted me to talk about it. So shout out to my dad on this one.
He's listening right now.
Yeah, he is for sure. He is for sure.
Cool.
He was excited about this episode. Yeah, what was that like? Because he sent it to me. I didn't get time to watch it. Like, what was that? Something new that you're doing, or like?
It was actually pretty random.
Yeah.
So Sean Huncho, which is his Instagram name, and his brother Jesse, which was the other guy, They were hitting me up throughout the week, like, "Hey, yo, we gotta, get on live," because I had my wisdom teeth surgery like last week, so I do live every Wednesday, like mandatory. And I missed it last week, and everybody was texting me like, "Yo, like, where you at?" I'm just like, "Bro, y'all forgot? Like, I can't talk." You know what I mean? So I came back, and that was the first thing that was available. They were like, "Hey, yo, we doing Shark Tank. Like, hop on right now." And I was at the Rockets game, so as soon as I got home, I was late to the show. They already bought into like 5 people's companies. But as soon as I hopped on, it was just like, the love. Everybody's like, "Hey, like, go Vixen." And so I was just like, "Yo, like, that's crazy." You know what I mean? And then obviously the opportunity to help random people all around the world like fund their business. I'm talking about they're asking for high 5 figures, 6 figures for, a portion of their business. I'm just like, wait, we're really in the position to say yes. You know what I mean? And it really hit me to the point where I was just like, "Hey, yo, we got to make this a thing. We got to give people a chance to prepare numbers." We had some people come up there. They were stuttering. They were nervous. They didn't necessarily have everything together. But we had some people that came up there and they were like, "Oh, you probably got kicked off Shark Tank because, your idea was just too damn good." You know what I mean? So we had some very solid people come up there and present. I think Sean and Jesse probably spent about $200,000 that night. I got on so late to the point where, I didn't get to get anything. They grabbed all the good stuff. But there was this one guy, the last dude, he was selling like solar panels or solar energy. And I was just like, that's the future. I'll give you shit, whatever you want. But their offers were just like stuff the guy couldn't refuse. And I don't know, just competing in that space and just understanding like the power and how much leverage that we have, and then using it the way that we do. I don't know, it keeps me up at night. Just like, yo, like we really did that shit. You know what I mean?
Y'all do that every Wednesday?
I mean, this first time we did it was last Wednesday.
Okay.
So I feel like we might actually make it like an episode thing where people just tune in.
That's just
every day, every time.
My dad was like, "Man,"
tune in
he was like, "Man, Vic was like not the smartest one, but like you were asking like legitimately like real questions," and he was like, "Yo, he obviously knew like what the fuck he was asking and what he was talking about."
Right.
And like,
shout out to your dad. I appreciate it.
Yeah, nah, he fucks with you for sure. He was saying that there was one part where this guy's like, it was funny because I know how you talk and I know how you. He's like, bro, he comes on, he's like, "Bro, Vic, you gonna fuck with this, bro? Like, you gonna fuck with this? Like, man, like I know you gonna fuck with it." And Vic's like, "Debatable."
I remember that.
Oh my god!
And then he left. Like he literally left to go get it, and I was like, "Yeah, that's debatable."
It's so fucked, man.
The whole comment section was going crazy. Like I know Vic did not say debatable. Like nah.
Damn, that's all you said. Debatable.
I was just like debatable.
Oh my god!
Like while he was walking away to go get the product or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like people, I don't know. It's pretty hard. Pretty hard to impress. I was just like, "Oh shit! Like, what do you got?" You know what I mean? People pitch different shit to me all the time, whether it's IG Live, Shark Tank, or I'm walking in the mall, or just my DM, bro. I get pitches all the time. Like, "Hey, yo, what do you think about this? I got this coming up." I'm just like, "Yo, I'm not Damon John, Mark Cuban. I'm not those guys. I'm Victor Madu. I'm doing my own thing. I got all these different things that I'm trying to teach people, but I can't just sit and evaluate your businesses all day." So I feel like there's definitely a need for that. So I feel like that's why we're gonna make it a thing. But the debatable comment was nuts. After I said it, I was just like, "Damn, I said that out loud."
You were thinking that. For sure.
I was thinking it, but it just kind of like I let it out. But
I remember when Matt was like asking him about Turo. He's like, "Man, like when am I gonna have the time?" Like, or no, he's like,
that was a funny
bro. I forgot what he asked you. He asked you something like, "Man, like, how do you have the time? Like, you're doing all these Turos," and he's like, "You're like, I'm here right now, right?"
Yeah.
And he was just like,
"Damn."
Yeah,
we were all listening. We were
damn.
He has a point. He has a point.
I try to make things simple. You know what I mean? Like, just conceptualize things. Like, if I'm here right in front of you and able to argue with you about Turo for 2 hours, then it's definitely not taking up much of my time. So
that's true.
Just lead by example.
Damn. So let's hop into real estate. We've been here for a while, so let's hop into real estate. So you said so when it comes to explain the real estate side of you.
The real estate side of me is more so like investing, consultations. I kind of have a good eye for what people like. So I'll go into properties and look and be like, okay, this is not going to work because of this. Or this one, you can purpose out for just events. This one is more like long-term residential. This area is not really good for this because these guys are just like, "Oh, real estate. All right, I'll just get a house." I'm like, no, you got to know who you're targeting, where you want to have these people at, what type of person you have here, how often is that type of person going to, rent, how much are you going to charge? Is that going to cover the overhead and the cleaning fees? It's just like, I'm like, the devil's advocate, the second brain, the second mind, but then I also invest. in different projects. So if you cross or you check all the boxes that I provide for you, then I'm like, all right, how much is your furniture? Okay, we're looking at 15 grand. All right, here's 15 grand. I need 20% ROI until you close this deal. You know what I mean? So I'm more so like invested into Airbnbs and rentals, and I also teach people and do consultations.
Yeah. So the Airbnb side, how simple or how easy it is, or how easy or how hard is it to, I guess, start your own Airbnb?
It gets tricky. There's a lot of rules, regulations, stuff like that, like getting a corporate lease on an apartment or finding out that the apartment that you've been looking at doesn't allow that. Different things like that. A lot of legal things. And I feel like once people get over those humps, it's simple. You can't crash a house on the freeway.
That's true.
You know what I mean? People ask me about Turo all the time. Yo, what happens when they crash your car? Like, go do Airbnb, bro. Nobody's going to crash your crib. You know what I mean? It'll be a lot simple. It's not going anywhere. Nobody can steal it. You know, so I feel like it is a safe bet. And if you're just leasing, it's easy to get approved. You know what I mean? These cars, you're financing 40, 50 grand on a car. You can't, you know, not everybody just wake up and go finance 40, 50 grand. You paying $1,800 a month. You can pull those strings and get it in.
Damn.
One thing me and Charlie talk about a lot on here recently, and he talks about a lot NFTs and like.
Okay.
What is your thought process on NFTs, and do you own any NFTs?
So I actually created my own.
Yeah.
With my brand, I did the low token, and each one was redeemable. This is like when NFTs are fresh.
I remember that. That was like
a while back. You know what I mean? And I was dabbling, and I was just like, I got to make this creative. I got to give people a reason to buy this. So the way I try to make it creative and really cool was because my brand is for the low, and then the original design was the set. So I made like a coin, and each coin was redeemable like a slot machine for a free item. So I had unlockable and redeemable content. So whenever you purchased it, it sent you a discount code for 100% off for one item on my website. So it's a very digital, like a Chuck E. Cheese type of vibe. And I feel like the community and the hype behind, you know, me and my personal brand, and obviously the brand standing by itself, it was able to sell in like 2 or 3 days. And I just feel like it was just a fun project, you know, to kind of introduce my customers to that digital space and actually, you know, break the ice between buying invisible fucking art for $100,000 versus buying a real Mona Lisa, you know what I mean, for $100,000 or whatever. So kind of bridging the gap to get people to understand that the world is going more so digital and having them accept it, you know what I mean, little by little. So watching things like Gary Vee and the NFT page, and, you know, seeing Stephen Curry with a Bored Ape, like different type of things. Like, this is how movements happen. The person in the middle who's kind of like skeptical, they get hit from every angle. Their favorite player, their favorite artist, the guy they buy all their clothes from. They're just like, wait, like, whoa,
it's kind of like
going
sensory
on?
overload too.
Sensory overload. It's like, okay, now I'm at the point where I either get with it or get lost.
That's what me and him have been saying since like episode 1, honestly.
You know what I mean?
We have a friend that thinks it's like a complete like scam.
That's with everything. People think crypto's a scam. But, you know, ain't no scam.
In a couple of years, or even less of that, honestly, when it's
probably
like
next year.
Next year, when it's making people some serious cash, like a lot of people serious cash. He'll probably go back on that statement. Hopefully sooner.
I'm so invested into NFTs. Like, I don't think I've ever single-handedly put 500 into one stock at one moment. Like, over time, I've invested like $500 into a stock, but I've never like purchased $500 dollars worth of stock at one moment. But I did with the Warren Lotus NFT, and then like I'm constantly looking into them. And me and Charlie have been talking about it for a while. We want to start an Inaka one. Do you own any NFTs like currently, or you just like, do you trade them?
The NFTs that I had, I eventually sold. I'm on projects as far as like, you know, promotion and partnering up with the utilities. Because you know, you have the right people behind the project, then that obviously drives more people to purchase. And you know, we're doing like fucking yacht parties and different types of meetings, consultations. You know, you have this board of entrepreneurs. It's almost like you're purchasing a mentorship, but you get a product with it. You know what I mean? And I feel like everybody who has something to say about NFTs never played Fortnite and bought a skin. And you have to understand that skin does not make you any better at the game. You know what I mean? It's just the most expensive. It's the livest skin. I'm talking about you're flying down and people are like, oh shit, like that's the new skin that just came out for Halloween. It's not worth anything in real life.
Exactly.
But an NFT is a skin that you can sell to somebody else at a higher rate than what you bought it for. So it's like a skin market. versus a skin and that's it.
Yeah.
Now you got to buy the next one when it comes
Yeah.
out. So I feel like it's the same concept. It's like you go to somebody's house and they got the real Mona Lisa. You're just like, what the fuck? This guy's balling.
Yeah.
But then I go and I see Future buying, $200,000 worth of Bored Apes. I'm just like, dude, Future's the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the same aspect. But the difference between Future's NFT and your Fortnite skin, Future's, he can sell that. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's really cool.
And it comes with things like Futures.
Exactly.
Futures Bored Ape comes with, like you said, the yacht parties, the exclusive. Club, I mean, not that he really needs it, but the club access, the yacht parties, probably a bunch of other cool stuff that they're going to offer in the future. Like, it's an interesting market, man. I didn't know. I think I did know you did that for the low, but I didn't know that you did that. Like the things that you did with it, like
the utilities,
the utilities and stuff like that. We need to talk about that.
Yeah, I was going to say
sure.
we definitely do.
Yeah, we'll get that going.
Yeah, because we have ideas that we want to do, but we just want to do it right. We want to roll it out all the way. We don't want to just be like, oh, here's the NFT,
and then don't know what the fuck.
And then
to do with it.
A lot of brands did that.
Yeah, and they still do,
brands.
and it's just like, since we're so invested into it, I'd rather just roll it out the
right way,
100% the right way, and make sure we're ready for like, okay, this person's gonna buy it, and then they might sell it, and then we have to they still get that whatever we gave the first person.
You
just
still
like
have to
all the
deliver.
shit. Yeah, exactly.
How would you tell a viewer to spot a good NFT from a bad NFT? Because I think a lot of them are gonna fail.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like right now with the NFT space, people figured out how much money you can make, and the people with the money, they make the decisions. They're like, all right, we're just gonna fucking roll out a big ass project. We're not necessarily sure how we're gonna deliver, but we're gonna make $5 million overnight. You can smell that out when, number one, the utilities don't make sense. If they say if they're over promising something that doesn't necessarily make sense,
Like going to space.
Yeah, like you got 50,000 people. You gonna take on a space shuttle?
The offset one is a little questionable.
No, take off.
Oh yeah, take off.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
His is a little questionable. Yeah.
Yeah, but you also get those NFTs where you understand the person behind it has enough hype to make it go.
That's how it was with the Warren Lotus one.
Yeah, so like someone like Warren Lotus and even like Takeoff. If Takeoff had minted maybe 100, Takeoff is fucking big time. Migos is big time. If all three of them promote it and then they have a feature with everybody on their label and they're only doing 100 and they're probably selling it for like maybe like 1 Ethereum, 2 Ethereum, it's gonna sell out literally the second it drops, and then it's to the bushes for everybody else. You know what I mean? It's StockX.
Yeah.
But if he's trying to make 10 mil and recover Lambo money off of it, you can tell when he has 100,000. He's like, all right, we're all gonna do X, Y, Z, and you're just like, I don't know how the fuck you're gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Jeff Bezos didn't even go
That
to
was
space.
the first thing that when the apes in space. I mean, if they actually pull this off, that's
He'll be legendary.
incredible. But when he said that he was going to take all his NFT holders to space,
No, I think it was one. I think it was one. It's like out of all of them, they're gonna do like a rap,
one person, like a raffle.
Oh, okay, that makes it.
It's a little bit more. It's still. I don't know.
Man,
I don't know.
Taking a random civilian to space is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
That's
truly know if anyone's going to space, but yeah.
they probably just wait till you forget about it.
Yeah. I think that's. I 100%.
It's one of those things. One of those.
It didn't
things.
even. It like the project didn't even like fully mint. It might have as of today, but like I don't think within the first 3 days it didn't fully mint.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like I'll join these like Discords and I'll start like, okay, let me see before I buy it, and then it doesn't fully mint and the hype immediately dies down.
It's so
the community
breaks.
breaks.
There's so many of them. That like they're hype on Instagram. A lot of them which are fake followers. A lot of fake bots. just
Even
to hype
fake
it up.
Discord users.
Everything's
too.
fake. And then when it launches, you're just like, okay, like only 25 out of 7,000 have minted. This was a scam.
And then it immediately dies, and like everyone just you kind of got fucked.
Yeah.
You immediately lose your money, maybe $400, but like it's pretty bad. Yeah. Another one I really liked, but they kind of moved a little scammy. I don't want to say scammy, but a little questionable. Did you see the Meta Birkin one?
I think I did.
So this dude,
I think I did.
Mason Rosenholm or some shit like that.
They look really nice. And it was just like a Birkin, but like a virtual Birkin, right? And he did crazy designs on it. And he had 100. I think the original mint was gonna be like 100. And then, so you know how they whitelist, and so if you're in the Discord, you're gonna there's gonna be people that can be whitelisted, 100 whitelist or whatever. And then you start seeing all these influencers push it, and then he was like, "Oh,
let's do 10,000."
No, he didn't even do that. He's like, all of them got whitelisted, but he just gave them all out to the influencers. So then he just hyped up the next one. He's like, oh, next drop,
We're gonna do
100.
that. Yeah.
And it's like, and then I think his mods like in the Discord were like, he promised them that they were gonna get whitelisted for like whatever, how much Ethereum. And then he was like, oh, never mind. And he just gave them all to influencers to push, and then like the next one he's probably just gonna mint at a high price because now the hype's up.
Yeah, he backtraced on it.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. I mean, the project, it could still be what it is, but like the backtrack, like that type of like if you're gonna say something, and
You saw him see the money more than he saw the value in his
100%,
Discord community.
100%. So then if you're switching up your community on the first or
For
second
the
drop,
money.
bro, come on.
And think about it like
obviously
this.
the project's not gonna be well.
If all these celebrities hold these meta Birkins, what are the chances that he puts? Let's say he hosts like an event for his NFT holders in the future. What are the fucking chances he puts Future and all these celebrities in the same room to hang out? That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna happen.
You'd be surprised.
Especially-
you make 100 mil off the NFT. You can
Yeah,
pay
that's
everybody
true.
500K to pull up.
True.
Yeah, that is
A
true.
little
That's
walkthrough.
true.
Walkthrough
That's
fees
true.
are cheap.
That's
Yeah.
true. You're right.
And
You're
then they
right.
hang out, they network, they
Yeah.
do social media. Like they'll pull up.
It's yeah, you're
I think
right.
because
Pull up.
I think the Bored Ape one, like, I feel like they're actually gonna do it. All the people who own the Bored Apes, like, who is it? Khaled now, Post Malone, Future, and like they're doing hella
Pretty
parties
Little
and
Things just bought one.
yeah, dude, they're doing parties and they're doing yacht parties in Miami. Like they're owning a club in Miami. Like, fuck it. Like you might not even have to pay them. Like they might just do it because I mean they already paid the 200K. Like you can't fake them paying the 200K. It's on the blockchain.
Yeah.
So if you did pay 200K, like why wouldn't Khaled go to a club with Future? You know, like fuck it.
We gotta take
And
a
other people that can afford
Bathroom break.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Did you watch the Trav interview?
Damn. No, I didn't.
I feel like you don't have time to do
I was
that.
gonna say, man,
I feel like
can't talk about any current events, eh?
all of this shit kind of happened around a time where I was more so like
Fucking-
shelled in
Yeah.
with like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of shit. Like I would see snippets all the time. I would just be like, bro, like I don't care about this.
Yeah.
Like, this, you know what I mean? It's controversial, like the whole Drake and Ye and the Travis shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I've had enough of this. You know. I'm gonna catch up eventually.
I was gonna say, man, you gotta watch the Trav interview, and then you gotta watch Drake and Ye's performance.
Oh, yeah,
Trav interview. Shout out Trav.
Yeah, shout out Trav.
Got the
bro.
shoes on.
I'll try for sure.
The Trav interview is kind of hard to watch, especially being a fan.
Yeah. It's kinda
Obviously, if, as a fan, as a true fan, you feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's nothing compared to the lives that were lost, obviously. But yeah, it's tough. And the funny thing is I don't know. It's weird because I've been a fan of Travis for such a long time that I've never ever seen him speak like that much.
Yeah.
The fact that he went on Charlemagne or talked to Charlemagne on pretty much national television or the national internet, and I guess spilled out all his emotions. For me, that was okay. Yeah, he's genuinely sorry. He feels bad. But I mean, that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sad for sure. It was tough to
He was
watch.
sad as fuck. I've never seen. You never see. It's like watching LeBron be great all the time, and then you see him in this one moment where he's just like completely opposite,
Yeah.
just horrible.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough to watch.
I'll definitely check it out.
The Drake and Ye shit was dope.
I heard it was like a versus and Drake was getting washed.
It wasn't a versus though, but like,
I heard it was like, people,
Yeah.
they put them against each other. And
Bro.
Kanye set him up.
bro, Kanye
he
comes
was like, I'm
out.
finna shit on you.
Kanye comes out. He's like, they come out. He's like, let's start from the beginning. Plays Jesus Walks, and then he goes through classics. And then Drake finally comes out. He's fucking
God's
playing.
Plan and shit.
Yeah, CLB. Like, but it made me realize if there ever was a versus, Kanye was right. Like he can only play. He can only verse himself. Like there's literally not a single artist that you can put against Kanye.
Nope.
Like there's not.
Nope.
Like even if like Drake should have played like classics, but even his classics, like they're not.
They're not super
They're not
duper
classic.
Kanye level.
Yeah, they're not Kanye. Classic.
They're not moving a crowd.
Nah.
Like if you play Tuscan Leather, like a few people would fuck with it, but it'll be like, yo, why?
Yeah,
are
this
you
is
playing
alright.
this?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. If you played D&D and shit, like it would be dope as a Drake fan. But what I watched last night, it just solidified. Like I mean, I think Kanye's the GOAT, but it was just like, yeah, don't even dare to compare Drake to him.
Yeah.
But it was a dope moment for sure. Like it was really dope to see. I really wish I went. Me, Lex, and Crank almost went, but then Lex was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in Italy," so I was like, "Fuck, it's not even worth it."
Yeah.
But man, I really wish I
would have
went.
been so crazy.
Yeah, definitely crazy. Luckily, I've seen Kanye live, so I don't not too mad about it, but seeing them both live together was
That's
really dope.
nuts.
But now we were talking about it in the restroom.
Separate stalls, but of course.
Yeah. Now we were like right next to each other. You know, like the urinals with no stalls, just like talking
Yeah.
and shit.
Who y'all talking about?
We were like, yo, man.
hell was
So
the
like, we're like peeing right next to each other and we bring up Vic, you know? So it was a great moment. Nah,
All right.
Nah, I wanted to see. So like most of these people are like most of our viewers currently are younger.
Right.
And kind of like going back to the question if everyone's an entrepreneur, like what would be your immediate, like if you had to make like a quick plan for, let's say, a kid who's 20 years old, maybe still in school, maybe they don't want to be a full entrepreneur, like, but they want to make a little bit extra money. They have money saved up, or they're currently working a job, so they can make one play. Not too crazy. Maybe invest $1,500. What do you think, if you can make a plan of action right here, right now? What would you recommend?
Plan of action, my safe go-to, because I've been asked this question millions of times via my DM. 14, 15-year-olds. What can I do to make money? And like, yo, you got internet. You can drop ship legally. You start your website. You figure out products, what people want. You spend so much time on social media. You kind of get an understanding. It's like almost like you're doing a case study. You know what I mean? I feel like the younger generation is always going to digest things at a different rate. You know what I mean? I feel like we're all like kind of past that. Like we're like we're seeing these TikTok dances like, how the fuck? You know what I mean? We're just Dougie, and you know what I mean? Like it's different now. Like they're more advanced. So anybody who's younger, I feel like they're more mentally stimulated to solve problems and understand trends and understand like, okay, I can start selling this because a lot of my friends have this, and then, start from there. I feel like, especially, when you're younger, you necessarily don't have a lot of capital to start, especially if your parents aren't backing you in that sense. So drop shipping is probably like the safest route because you're not spending any money. You have a product, you source it, you list it, and you only spend money when you make money. So I feel like that's probably the safest route to, like, obviously dip your toe in entrepreneurship. And then if that works, you're using short form videos, you're using TikToks, you're using Instagram Reels, you're going viral and you're getting sales. If that works, then you convert it into something that, probably be a little more substantial for your platform. Something that requires a little less, kind of like back end logistics, more passive income. You get into stocks, the stock money, you get dividends, you start saving for long term. And then while you're doing that, your drop shipping store is still going. You know what I mean? So now you got two streams of income, and then you work your job in the, overnight or whenever you get off work, get out of school. So that's 3 streams of income right there. And I feel like you can just scale it out depending on what you like, what you discover, and just go from there. Honestly, you can get into Turo or Airbnb by your 21st birthday. I actually had one of my mentees. He was 20, but you have to be 21 to list cars on Turo. And I knew he was 20, but he kept sending me a message of like him standing next to a car that he just bought. And the whole time I'm like, this guy's 20 years old. I wasn't surprised that he was buying so many cars because, I told him the credit hack. I was like, dude, you're 20. Like, you're fucked. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to make money on this. Yeah. Then he said, my birthday's in 2 weeks. I wanted to have every single car and drop them all on Turo on my birthday. Yeah. That's when I was just like, oh, yeah, people hear me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's working. You know what I mean? So when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, yo, you can start at any age as long as you're prepared. You know what I mean? So I respect the guys hustle. And, anybody can do it.
Damn. That's a great fucking plan.
Yeah, that was another viral moment.
Yeah, that's literally like, bro, he gave you a fucking plan. Like at this point, if you made it to this part in the pod and you were looking for anything, he just literally gave you step 1 to step 5. Yeah.
Free gems. Yeah. So before we close this one out, I have 2 questions. Okay. First question is for those who are watching, because I remember when I first asked you, what do you do? Because you asked me what I did, and I mean, we were standing what I did.
Oh yeah, you're like this
shit. Mm-hmm. And you were like, I do a lot of things. And I was just like, shit. I didn't even want to ask like the next question because I was like, man, you know what? Like maybe it's just not the time for that. Yeah. And we were about to play basketball, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But for the viewers that are watching now, if you could give like a quick summary of like who you are and what you do. Right now, everything you're involved in, or I mean, if you can try and remember.
I don't know everything I'm involved in. Yeah. I feel like I got involved with shit, then forgot about it. Then I get checks. I'm like, oh shit, I did invest in this truck to transport cars throughout Houston 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So, first thing I chronologically, I feel like it's the best. I started my clothing brand. I was able to scale that to 7 figures, multiple 7 figures, and I used that capital to get into exotic car rentals. Turo, I became the vice president of trade with Paramount. We have a stock group with over 3,000 paid members. We're constantly turning a profit. I think the stock group, we made over $20 million as a whole.
Jesus.
And there's up days, there's down days, but as a group, we have a pretty solid impact. I'm a consultant. I do mentorship. I sell guides, obviously, like Ant. I was talking to Ant earlier about that. I'm into Airbnb. I invest in a lot of different projects. I guess I'll say I'm a venture capitalist. So all that money I have saved up for my brand, I'm looking for opportunities, to help other people. Also philanthropist. I've had scholarships under my name for my school district, just different things like that. Just always looking to provide value and create an impact, at the same time being a serial entrepreneur and trying to stay as sharp as possible on a daily basis. I feel like I'm passionate about what I do right now, and there's never going to be an end to it. You know what I mean? Like, I love cars. There's too many cars to collect. So I'll never get bored, really. People always ask me, like, what's next? I'm like, shit, another car. What's next? Another house. It's a lot of things, a lot of goals to accomplish, a lot of people to impact. So I feel like, I guess I would say serial entrepreneur.
Damn, that was a great answer.
Yeah.
Because that answer answered my next question. So I have no more questions.
Charlie's out. He's out for the count. And
Yeah. So before we close out, obviously it's end of the year. What do you have planned, but what are your goals for next year? Like, are you the type of person who set goals, or do you just catch a vibe and just knock out things as they arise?
It's probably gonna sound funny. I'm like the laziest person you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
But I use that to my advantage. I don't like to set goals and plan. I kind of just let things happen naturally, because I feel like that's gonna produce the best results when it's natural. If I tell myself, oh, I got to do 10 million next year, I'd be like, all right, come on, let's go do it. But, do half of that, but have a shitload of fun, impact a whole bunch of people. Be like, it was a good year. Yeah. And next year, we just vibe some more. You know what I mean? I did set a goal. I was like, I'm going to travel every single month this year. And I did it for the first 10 months. But then the last 2 months, I'm kind of like,
you burnt out?
Not even burnt out. Just kind of getting old. What's next? You know what I mean? Like, traveling is cool. Because before this year, I didn't really travel much. Once I got to October, I was just like, cool experience.
Yeah, you traveled enough.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was fulfilled in that aspect. And I didn't hold it against myself. I didn't travel November, December. I wasn't like, oh, fuck, I got to go back to my drawing board. I was just like, it's a vibe. It's a vibe, you know what I mean? Tomorrow, I might want to do something else. You might see me on Instagram promoting some new shit tomorrow. And I feel like that's 100% okay if it's not in the plan. Because if it's not in the plan, there's a reason why it happened. So,
yeah, I was gonna ask if you were going anywhere crazy next year, Tokyo or something.
I'm not a fan of like long flights.
Yeah, man.
I got bad knees.
Me too.
I got high anxiety. I'm 3 hours max. That's my radius.
Bro, I'm in a position right now where my girl wants to go to like Spain and shit.
Yeah, I'm in the same position. Bro,
I'm like, I want to do it so bad, man, because like my girl, she's been begging for this for a while, and I have really bad anxiety. Like it kicks in overdrive when I'm on a plane. Yeah. For more than 3 hours. Same. And I just start panicking. I can't get on a plane without Xanax. Like, no way. Yeah, I can't.
I think I need to try that.
Nah, please. If you're listening, don't do that.
Yeah. But I was gonna say we don't recommend music.
It's tough. So I mean, I'm in the same boat. Taking a plane for more than 3 hours is tough, man. Like it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna be a huge accomplishment if I can get to Spain.
Dude, Drake took a half a Xan. He was out for 13 hours, man.
I mean, a lot of people, now that I'm hearing this, it makes me feel more comfortable because a lot of people struggle with the same thing, like just being on a plane for that long.
In the air? Yeah, it's kind of questionable.
Especially over the water.
Bro, oh, yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah.
You start thinking about
your chances of survival at that point are pretty low.
I'm not going to lie. You hit the ground, it's zero. Yeah. When you hit the water, you fuck around and, land that whole right like Buddy did in the river. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we in the middle of the ocean. We're surrounded by all type of random animals.
That's where the survival rate goes low.
Yeah. If you can't swim, then you're fucked. Yeah. If you can't swim 1,000 miles, you're definitely fucked.
Yeah.
So shit gets crazy. But traveling, I feel like in due time, as you go from 3 hours to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to drugs.
Yeah, exactly. 5 to drugs.
Yo, honestly, as you just up the Xan dosage, you just start taking 2 and 3.
Go from a quarter to 3. Yeah. To 3/5, and then you're just taking the whole thing to get to Dubai.
Yeah. That's what made me think about, and it made me think because my dad would always, like, one thing that I got to do growing up a lot was traveling, Dubai, all these, Spain, UK, all that shit, Nigeria, of course. I always wonder, like, how was I able to do it back then?
Yeah.
But now as a 29-year-old, I can't even.
It's your
I'm
mind.
Scared. I'm terrified.
You weren't thinking about that shit when you were 8 years old. You're just like, we're on a plane.
Now terrified.
It's like, yeah, we're on a plane.
For 8 hours, 9 hours, 15 hours total flight time. Like, there's no, like, it's hard for me to do it now. It's so hard. And for me, it's like, I'm fine watching those places on TV, on YouTube, and just traveling to Mexico and California and US and Miami and Texas. Like, I can vibe over here, but across the ocean to fucking Dubai and shit as a 29-year-old, it's hard for me to see it.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to see
What's
it.
the shortest, like, international, like, New York to UK, right?
I think so.
Like 6 hours, 7 hours.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, why, I mean, couldn't you just go from, like, fly
Dubai's
to New York,
Dubai's
go to
not
UK,
that bad either.
then go to UK to Europe? Or how far is, like, UK from Europe? Or isn't it, it's, like, very close
It's like
continent,
right above
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I mean, you
close.
could do that if you wanted to bust down, like,
No, you
shorter
could
flights.
break it up, but
Yeah.
I mean, even 7 hours for me nowadays is
Yeah.
that's
I hate
tough.
skipping and stopping. Like, if I'm going somewhere, it has to be nonstop.
That process is pretty annoying.
Has to be nonstop. No more legs.
I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna try my best to do it.
Good luck.
Just gotta talk yourself into. You gotta talk yourself out of it. You're right. It's your mind. It's literally all in your head. Because I mean, 10 times out of 10, you're gonna be fine. It's just the thought of being stuck in a plane for me is what triggers my anxiety. It triggers it hardcore.
Well, the way I think about it is the odds of you, dying in a plane crash is smaller than winning the Mega Million lottery. And how many times do you win the lottery?
Never.
Okay. So you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to go to the gas station and get some scratch offs.
Yeah, everyone just go do some scratch offs.
Nah, man. It's been good talking to y'all.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. A lot of people like the business talk. So hopefully they have a lot to learn from this episode. I mean, you gave a lot of keys, a lot of gems. So
I'll try.
yeah,
We have to pick which.
What was the most viral moment?
Yeah, we have to pick the most viral moment to put on our page because now we're doing reels and our posts.
Yeah. That's
lit.
So like 2 different moments from this podcast to frame in that real video, portrait, whatever.
Yeah, definitely follow the Instagram because like we're getting 10K views, but like we don't have 10K followers on Instagram. So
All right.
yeah, Inaka Power Radio. Follow
y'all better
at Go Vic.
Go get them. Inaka Power Radio. Me, Go Vic.
Go _ Vic.
Go _ Vic with 2 C's.
Yeah, there we go.
So you type in Go, it'll pop up. Not the sneakers app, but
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's been good having you, brother. Thank you so much. Go and enjoy that G. You're going to the Rockets game too, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy the G. Enjoy the Rockets game. I wish
You
I
sound
could go.
sad.
I know. Man. I know. Trust me.
I'm about to say you have a G-Wagon too, bro.
I'm not going to the Rockets game though.
I feel you. Like I said, I really do appreciate
man.
having me up here, man.
We'll have to run this back, man.
100%.
It's been good, man. We out. Inaka Power Radio,
Yes,
episode
sir.
6. Conclusion. Let's get it.